Well, many homeowners are making the most of their home space, and that includes turning the basement into a livable room. But before you start such a project, you need to make sure you're not covering up existing problems in that basement. Joining today is Ron Greenbaum, who for more than 25 years has been known as the basement doctor. So it only comes and stands to reason, Ron, that you know how to make that space livable in the basement.
Well, good morning, Gail. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you, too.
Yeah, we have done a lot of basement work in Central Ohio over the last 25 years, and we're continuing to do that. And, as the weather changes, especially, people are wanting to use that space.
So you will go in sometimes and say to folks, or they'll call you after they've already remodeled, and then there's a problem. And that's the hard part, because they've already invested some money in there. You got to tear it out.
Yeah, that's when it becomes pretty sad, because had they done some things ahead of time to prevent particularly that dirty word mold, I think there's, a lot of times people will remodel the basement hoping that their problem had gone away.
Mm-hmm. What do you advise people before they even start then, Ron?
Well, that's what I think we pride ourselves in, is we go in and we do an assessment of the basement. We want to make sure that obviously no water, any cracks in the wall, things that you could cover up that could come back and haunt you and end up costing you a lot of money.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you talked about mold. How bad is mold for a person's health? Because I know it's not just an ugly eyesore. It really is a health problem.
Yeah, some people are highly, highly allergic to mold. People have breathing problems, asthma, things like that. It can be very serious. You can see by these pictures that it can create problems. And I've been in houses where people actually have bedrooms and mold growing on the walls for years.
And they don't do anything about it.
They haven't done anything, yeah.
Okay, so can you get rid of mold once it's started, Ron?
Yeah, absolutely.
So that it doesn't come back.
Yeah, well, that's the key. You want to make sure it's done properly. A lot of people that'll tear it out and then just wipe it down with some bleach or things like that, and they don't even realize bleach is the worst thing you want to do when you have mold, because it actually is water-based.
I did not know that.
Yeah, and all it does is it's a topical cleaner, but the mold itself will still keep growing.
That it's surprising that it's in bedrooms, but you do find a lot of mold in basements, and that's the first thing people should look for.
Yeah, if you have a moisture odor, you've got mold.
So besides the mold, what else do you check for before you say, yep, we're going to redo this into livable space?
Well, cracks in the walls themselves. We want to make sure that the walls are solid construction. We want to make sure there's no water. We want to make sure, again, that the air quality is good.
Okay, now we have some pictures of projects that you've done to make that ugly basement space something that's absolutely beautiful. And this is really fun to see. People can live down there. This is beautiful. Yeah,
it's a big part of your house, and, people are paying for it. In this day and age, a lot of people aren't able to sell their homes. They're not able to move, so, they're converting their basement space into other usable spaces. That's literally an award-winning room that we did for a gentleman, and it's been written up in a lot of national magazines. He has about the biggest Ohio State football collection you can imagine.
I would guess. Look at those jerseys. Well, here's a point then. Do you have designers that help people, put together how that layout should begin?
Yeah, that's one thing we always do. We bring a design team in to make sure that we're making best use of the space, and also to look at some of the things in the basement. For instance, a lot of people don't realize, but if you're going to put something in your basement, you need to be concerned about egress windows. You need to be concerned about alarms, fire, smoke detectors,
very good
converting.
Ideas.
In fact, if you do a remodeling project, you're required to convert all your entire house and have enough smoke detectors put in.
Good idea. You have a promotion on right now.
Yeah, we're giving away with a basement finishing job. We've got a really cool TV that's all state of the art. I'm not really a geek when it comes to that, but I'm told this is like a Google type. Literally, it's got.
It's a gadget heaven.
Yeah, exactly. And you can watch your computer on it and practically run your house over the whole thing.
Okay, that sounds great, and we know how folks can get a hold of you. But before we go, look at this. This is beautiful. Again, it's your latest ad campaign showcasing your stunning basements. And they are. They really are, Ron.
Yeah.
Nice job.
Well, thank you, Gail.
Nice to have you here. Good to see you.
Great to see you always.